Hello SICW fans, welcome to SICW Wrestling Explosion. I'm Dr. Drew Abbenhouse here with Mr. Herb Simmons. And Herb, we're off of March's blockbuster card and we're gearing up. It's a very busy April for SICW. Of course, the 15th, the 16th, huge dates. But first of all, the 15th Terry Funk title tournament right here, East Carondelet Community Center.
Terry Funk coming right here from Las Vegas, Nevada, where we'll be out for Cauliflower Alley, coming right here. We're going to have a meet and greet with not only the legendary Terry Funk himself, Cowboy Bob Orton will be joining him that night. Mark this down, it's a special night, Friday night, first Friday night for SICW, going back to the history of Wrestling at the Chase when they used to appear at the Kiel Auditorium on a Friday night.
Yes, sir.
We'll be having a meet and greet that evening at the East Carondelet Community Center. 5:30 p.m. Immediately following that, all the SICW stars will be in action, and with the likes of Terry Funk, Cowboy Bob Orton, Tokyo Monster Kahagas, Ron
sir.
Powers in the house. You never know what's going to happen.
Everybody, it's the Terry Funk title tournament where the winner of this tournament is going to be the number one contender for Flash Flanagan's title moving forward.
And that's the good thing about that is because we're calling it the Terry Funk title tournament, Terry is going to be determining who's going to be going against who. So what better way to celebrate the legend himself but let him be involved in that part.
Hopefully that's all he does. He doesn't start handing out fire pokers or anything.
Oh, yeah, he brings that branding iron or
You
something
never know
with
what
him. You never
Terry
know.
Funk in the building. You never know what's going to happen. Well, that's going to be a huge Friday, and of course Saturday we're heading down to Cape Girardeau. We're going to talk more about that later in this episode. Great episode of action. Ron Powers and Daniel Gunner team up to take on the Travis Cook organization of Chris Hargis and Brandon Espinosa, and we're going to see what happened when Curtis Wilde decided to break some rules this past March, and Mr. Simmons' reaction to that. And that's all later today, right here on Wrestling Explosion, after a quick word from these sponsors.
The old season is over. The new season is coming. The Gateway Grizzlies are building for a spectacular campaign. The talent will be strong, hard-hitting, solid defense, reliable pitching. Plus, as always, the Grizzlies will have a schedule of superb promotions. It will be fun for the entire family at the right price. The Grizzlies were named the Frontier League Organization of the Year. The home for all this baseball excitement is a remarkable GCS ballpark. Make plans now to enjoy baseball the way it should be in 2015. For more information and updates, go to gatewaygrizzlies.com.
Unique and affordable gifts and collectibles on the internet are available at the Black Bear Haversack Trading Post. Go to blackbearhaversack.com. Semi-precious stones, bone horn and soapstone items, abalone shells, genuine coyote and water buffalo teeth pendants, products for Civil War, medieval, and Renaissance reenactments, and so much more. For a 10% discount, mention SICW number 7 when you place your order. It's blackbearhaversack.com for top quality at reduced prices.
If you and your friends are looking for a great time, visit Stoney's Sports Pub at 3001 West Main in Belleville, Illinois. Gather your friends for some of the coldest beers and specials and join some of the best sports talk around. Don't forget to say hello to Shane Freeman and his very friendly staff. If you're looking for a great place to kick back and relax, it's Stoney's Sports Pub at 3001 West Main in Belleville, Illinois. Again, that address is Stoney's Sports Pub at 3001 West Main in Belleville, Illinois. We'll see you there.
Cape Girardeau, it's me, the Fury Jason Vaughn, coming back home for one night only. April 16th, 2016. Me, Terry Funk, Cowboy Bob Orton, SICW, coming at you, coming to see you. Come watch for a night of fun, great wrestling action, and see me, of course. See you soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We see in the ring now Ron Powers and Chris Hargis, although Chris Hargis hightailing it out of there before the opening lockup. But Ron Powers teaming up with Daniel Gunner in the near right corner. And outside the ring, we see the Travis Cook organization, icon Chris Hargis and Brandon Espinosa, led by the man there in the purple shirt on the far side of the ring. This should be a tremendous contest, Herb.
Well, and as you said, the gentleman outside there, the Travis Cook organizer, as we say. Anytime
That's one word for him.
Anytime he's in the house, you can see with his crew there, Chris Hargis, Brandon Espinosa, you can bet that we've had to tighten down the hatches for this one. And then you got the tag team combination of Ron Powers and Daniel Gunner. A little strange combination.
Absolutely,
there.
rather a unique tag team here. But we saw last month The Tokyo Monster Cahagas issued an open challenge. Daniel Gunner volunteered for that open challenge. Ron Powers saw that, and he knew right then that Daniel Gunner was somebody that he'd want in his corner.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Daniel Gunner's been around a long time, did a lot of wrestling down in the Tennessee, Memphis area, and we're fortunate to have him right here in the SICW. But look at Ron Powers, a big right open hand. Chris Hargis taking him down, and he's going to go outside and probably get a little hug from Travis Kidd.
Absolutely. Maybe the heat a little too hot in the kitchen there for Chris Hargis. But although I can't say I blame them, and even an open hand slap from Ron Powers,
Wow.
I'd need a couple days myself to recover from that one.
Well, you know, we want to take a minute, too. I mean, another capacity crowd at the East Fond du Lac Community Center.
Greatest fans in the world.
They come from all over, and come Friday night, April the 15th, it's going to be jam-packed again because why? The Terry Funk tournament, and Terry Funk, legendary Terry Funk, in the house, be coming straight to East Fond du Lac from the Cauliflower Alley. We'll be out there with him and a bunch of the other legends in the business. And then Cowboy Bob Orton will be back in the East Fond du Lac along with Cahagas, the Tokyo Monster, Daniel Gunner, Ron Powers. Why? Because we're going to have the Terry Funk title tournament. Tell them about that, Drew.
Well, we've got the 8 best guys in SICW. We're doing an 8-man tournament. Their names are going in a hat to be randomly drawn by Terry Funk to see the order in which they will be competing against each other and their exact opponents. And at the end of the night, we should have a clear-cut #1 contender moving forward here in SICW.
And that's going to take place on April the 15th, a special night, a Friday night. And we're going to have a meet and greet with Terry Funk and Cowboy Bob Orton. And that's going to be at 5:30. You get your tickets early, one price ticket, gets you into the meet and greet. You get an autographed picture of Terry Funk, and then that ticket also allows you to come to the show that night. What a bargain.
Absolutely correct. And heck, Terry Funk has always been known as a little wild and crazy. For all we know, he's going to throw his own name in the hat for his own tournament.
That would not
Unlikely, but you never know. He's a little wild, the Funkster.
Would not surprise me, but look at that big power slam by Ron Powers. You know, this guy is unstoppable.
Absolutely right. That's deadlifting 230-something pounds of Chris Hargis and slamming him right to the mat. And, you know, pretty nice teamwork here from two guys who are teaming together for the first time here. Now,
Chris Hargis is being worked on by Daniel Gunner, and like I said, this Daniel Gunner, not quick tag, keep the fresh guy back and forth.
Absolutely.
You know?
Tremendous teamwork from Daniel Gunner and Ron Powers with a nice double elbow there, and that's exactly what it's going to take. And there's a double elbow followed up by the 270-something pounds of Ron Powers dropping right on the chest of Chris Hargis, following it up, cinching that forearm and that bicep right around the jaw, the neck of Chris Hargis.
Well, and as he works on Chris Hargis, we want to tell the fans that's listening throughout Missouri and Illinois, because, you know, Wrestling Explosion on Charter Spectrum, we're going to be going that next night, Saturday, April the 16th. We're going south.
No rest for the wicked, Mr. Simmons. As soon as our Friday night event is over, SICW heading south on Highway 55 to Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And it's going to be an absolutely awesome event. We're doing a very special wrestling event at the very famous AC Brazzi Arena, formerly just known as the Cape Arena building for old school Cape Girardeau wrestling fans. That's going to be Saturday, April the 16th in the evening, but during the day, Terry Funk, Cowboy Bob Orton, and others will be right there at the Cape Comic-Con in Cape Girardeau to meet fans, sign autographs, tell any kind of stories, answer questions you may have. And I'm looking forward to going down to the Comic-Con. It's going to be a really exciting event.
Well, you know, this is an event our good friend Ken Murphy has put on now for several years in a row. They draw, you know, thousands of people to that area, to the Comic-Con. And when he called me and said, "Hey, Herb, how would the SICW like to get involved in this year?" I said, "Hey, are you kidding? It'd be an honor to come down here." I went down, looked at the arena that Angelo Poffo, Randy Savage, Leapin' Lanny, the Moondogs. And speaking of the Moondogs, the Moondog, we just got Moondog signed.
Absolutely.
And we all know how Moondog is in the St. Louis area.
Little bit of a blast from the past.
So right here you see Ron Powers, once again, big elbow on the back of the head of Chris Hargis.
Yeah, Ron Powers and Daniel Gunner have the momentum in their favor at this time. Again, we've seen some really well-oiled tag teamwork from Ron Powers and Daniel Gunner. And that's what you need here. We've seen in recent months as Brandon Espinosa and Chris Hargis get to become a little more familiar with each other as tag team partners. And of course, under the tutelage of the nefarious Mr. Travis Cook, Brandon Espinosa and Chris Hargis are becoming one of the most well-oiled tag teams in any area. So, and there you saw there, it looked like Chris Hargis hit Ron Powers with a low blow. I'm not sure, the view was slightly impeded, and I think Jay King is kind of thinking the same thing we are. He's maybe suspecting it, but I don't think he saw it clearly. So unfortunately, if that was a low blow, you can't DQ Chris Hargis.
Whoa.
You didn't see it.
Brendan Espinosa comes in, pulls that rope down, and Ron Powers finds himself outside on that floor.
That's the danger of a 270-pound locomotive like Ron Powers.
And look at Gunner. Gunner taking it to both Chris Hargis and Espinosa.
Look at that double noggin knocker from the man formerly known as Dead Sexy, Daniel Gunner, following up, getting to the second turnbuckle on Brandon Espinosa, raining down the blows. Oh, unfortunately, Daniel Gunner, as talented as he may be, no eyes in the back of his head to prepare him for Chris Hargis's attack from behind.
Whoa, up. Cross
Look
body.
at that beautiful work from Daniel Gunner. Oh, Ron Powers had his teammates back there, but Brandon Espinosa getting the shoulder up, I believe, at the 1 count.
Daniel Gunner still on the attack.
Oh, look at Brandon Espinosa with that hip toss variation, turning that into an immediate. He's fighting for that cross arm breaker that he's been using so effectively in recent months. And Daniel Gunner forced to immediately tap out.
There you have it. Daniel Gunner tapping out. And Ron Powers and Chris Hargis right at ringside. They're not going to stop.
Absolutely not. Ron Powers, you have to imagine he heard the bell. But Travis Cook, was he got a shovel?
Travis Cook from behind.
I think that made Ron Powers more angry than it did hurt him. And now he's got the shovel. Yeah, that certainly backfired for Travis Cook.
Great camera work by Grant Murphy, following it all the way outside. You know we haven't heard the last of that, I can tell you.
Travis Cook hightailing it out of the building, but unfortunately, we see here Ron Powers chasing Travis Cook has left Daniel Gunner to fend for himself.
And look at him, Daniel Gunner trying to fight his way back. 2-on-1. Uh-oh.
Pick him up. Herb, last month we saw these two use that spike pile driver on Jimmy D. Is that what they're going to do? A spike pile driver again. These two men, they're not trying to win contests. Brandon Espinosa, Chris Hargis, they're trying to end careers. They're trying to paralyze people. There's no reason for that. And folks, Ron Powers chasing these two men away.
That pile driver has put a lot of men out of the business.
We'll be right back.
Friday night, April 15th, East Cronut, Illinois, the Terry Funk Invitational Title Tournament. The winner gets a shot at the Classic Wrestling Championship. I don't care who I have to face. I don't care if my tag partner, I don't care if it's Dave Vaughn, I don't care if it's Ken Casa. April 15th, I'm going to prove to everyone out there and everybody in SICW that I am what I say I am. I am the icon, I am better than all of them, and I will be the next Classic Heavyweight Wrestling Champion.
Let Custom Truck Upholstery give your vehicle a facelift. Visit us on 707 North 20th Street in East St. Louis, Illinois. Custom Truck Upholstery merges old world craftsmanship and attention to detail with the latest in modern technology to make your car, truck, boat, or motorcycle look like new. Call Custom Truck Upholstery at 618-875-9850.
Cape Comic Con and SICW present Wrestling at the Arena. Live April 16, 2016 at the Cape Comic Con. Tickets start at $5. Don't miss your chance to see former world champion Terry Funk, Cowboy Bob Orton, Tokyo Monster Kahagas, and all of your favorite SICW stars. For more information, visit cape-con.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Here we are back from commercial, and you still see there Daniel Gunner laid out, the victim of that vicious spike pile driver before the break. Referees, Ron Powers, everyone attending to Daniel Gunner. And thankfully, just the fact that he's able to roll over on his own power has to be a positive sign for Daniel Gunner. But I tell you what, the Travis Cook organization and this new weapon of theirs, that spike pile driver, definitely going to be something competitors have to look out for, moving forward here in SICW. You heard the crowd there chanting for Gunner. Folks, looks like he's okay. Folks, we'll be right back.
Belleville Mechanical Incorporated is the place to go for commercial and industrial heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigerating work. Their Union Sheet Metal shop is the most modern, well-equipped in southwestern Illinois. Their work on the SIUE Engineering Building won Belleville Mechanical the Madigan Special Merit Award for new construction. Call 233-0081 for information. Belleville Mechanical will fabricate ductwork and custom fittings to your specifications. The highest union quality, superb workmanship, state-of-the-art equipment. Contact Belleville Mechanical.
Friday night, April the 15th, the Travis Cook organization is going to win the Terry Funk title tournament. Chris Hargis is going to be in the tournament. Cahagas is going to be in the tournament. And don't worry, there's no dissension, because what's going to happen is they're both going to end up in the finals. I'm going to flip a coin. One of them's going to win it, and we're going to go off with the Terry Funk title tournament. And I know Terry Funk himself is going to walk up into that ring and stick his hand out and shake my hand and ask for my autograph, because he's going to be in so much awe. So the Travis Cook organization is going to win again on that Friday night, April the 15th, after you rednecks have paid your taxes, and then we're going to go off to the east side and have a party, baby.
Okay, wrestling fans, we're going to take a quick look at some newcomers here to SICW. Of course, Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling, not just about carrying on the past, but it's about carrying on those traditions into the future. And SICW always has new wrestlers looking to join our ranks, and we're taking a look at two of these gentlemen here. That's Jeff Blair, that was just going for the pinfall there on The Fury. Jason Chaos is the man in the black trunks with the neon green trim there. So this is our first look at either one of these gentlemen. Both experienced, very experienced grapplers. As you see here, The Fury, Jason Vaughn, using this momentary momentum to snatch up the figure four leg lock. Right in the center of the ring, you see Jeff Blair screaming in agony. He was just looking for the ropes, but he might be a little too far away from any of these ropes. Jason Vaughn cinching down, forcing the tap out. And here you see fans, these Carondelet faithful, with a very warm welcome to a newcomer with a very impressive debut here in The Fury, Jason Vaughn. SICW fans, keep an eye out in the upcoming months for several new faces here in SICW.
SICW is pleased to welcome as a new sponsor Warma Witter Chrysler and Associates Inc., independent insurance agent specializing in public entity insurance. For all your insurance needs, contact Bradley J. Chrysler at 618-632-7555, extension 806. That's 618-632-7555. When it comes to customer service for your insurance coverage, let Warma Witter Chrysler and Associates assist you.
Friday night, April 15th. We're going for the title. Well, we're going for that tournament. We're going to win this tournament because I want that belt. I've been here in SICW way too long not to have that championship belt, not even damn once. This is my turn. This is my year. This is going to be my belt. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to win that tournament.
All right, fans, you heard strong words from Big Jim Hofarth. And all through this episode, we've been hearing our top SICW competitors as they get ready for Friday night. Everybody wants to win that Terry Funk title tournament.
Well, and that's what it is. Friday night, April the 15th, 5:30 p.m., the meet and greet. But now look at here. Whoa.
Yeah, fans, we're going to show you. This is what happened, folks. Back in March, Curtis Wild attacked referee Jay King, got himself suspended. We're taking a look at a contest between Waco and Gary Jackson right now. The Wilds disregarded the rules. They bought tickets to make sure they were here in the building. And fans, I think, had a feeling something was up with these two. They sat here for most of the evening, but here we saw at the conclusion of this contest, Wildfire and Curtis Wild using this as a chance to Pearl Harbor Gary Jackson and just unleash this vicious assault that Waco more than happy to take part in.
Well, and here you see Curtis Wild, the volatile one in there, and here he hands an envelope to Waco.
Yep.
And now you're thinking referee Jay King has got it under control, and there you see a little high five. Waco leaves out. And there, Curtis Wild, as you said, they had to buy tickets to get in there. That night he came in with a $100 bill, and he had this all planned. There's no doubt about it.
And there he is, that vicious attack with that move he calls the Wild Ride, planting Gary Jackson face first right into the mat. And Jay King has to be careful. We saw last month, Curtis Wild not afraid to go after referees.
Well, and if you think back in December, the cage match that we had at the East Carondelet, that's where this actually started at. Curtis attacked Gary Jackson as he was coming out of the cage, slammed the door on him, and it's just escalated from there.
Absolutely. The Wilds making it very well known they have no regard for any of the rules in SICW.
Well, we've done everything we could. Like you said, he was suspended. He came, bought a ticket here, and you're going to see right now him and now his young lady right there, whatever they want to call her, his favorite Jinja or whatever.
Yeah, I think some people would say the term lady is used rather loosely when being used to describe Wildfire.
Well, and he's just totally out of control. Jay King can't get him under control. I tried reasoning with him, and I finally had to call the local officers on that stop in and enjoy the action also when they're out patrolling.
Look, Curtis Wild, the cojones on this man. He's even given these officers a little bit of lip.
Well, and I told him he's out. You know, we've tried to work with him.
What else could you do?
Yeah,
we sent him
he's
to
out
work
of there.
at Sean Vincent's farm.
Yes.
We've handcuffed Wildfire to the turnbuckle.
At a strap match, we've done it all. Cage matches, and he still continues. He reminds me, and I know a lot of fans at home will remember the Jimmy Garvins of the world. He reminds me of that Jimmy Garvin that just never will go away.
So cocky, he's so caught up in his own world that he kind of just does whatever he pleases. It's going to bite him in the rear end one of these days, and this might be one of these days. He resists this too much longer. Curtis Wild has to thank his lucky stars that these officers are being as gentle with him as they are.
Well, you see Jay King down on his knees attending to Gary Jackson because he hit him with the chair. He stomped on him. We're trying to get Curtis Wild out of the building. You know.
And this crowd, they're pretty fired up at the blatant disregard of all of the traditions and rules here in SICW.
Well,
I'm sure if you let them, this audience would be more than happy to assist these officers grabbing Curtis Wild. Look at him. He got away. Curtis Wild climbing to the top with that splash.
Well, what happened is he agreed to leave. The officer said, you can either leave on your own or we're going to take you out here. And he said, oh, I'll leave.
Well,
then he climbed up on the rope and came off on Gary Jackson.
I think that might have been his one shot to go peacefully.
Yes, and now you can see the officers have to do what they do. And they ended up taking him out, putting him in the car, and taking him over to the Gray Bar Hotel.
Wrestling fans, SICW returns to the East Carondelet Community Center for a very special Friday night show. It's the Terry Funk Title Tournament, April the 15th. 8 of SICW's top stars go into battle. The winner of this single elimination tournament will leave this evening SICW's #1 contender. For tickets, call 618-286-4848, and we'll see you this Friday night.
Cape Comic Con and SICW present Wrestling at the Arena. Live April 16, 2016 at the Cape Comic Con. Tickets start at $5. Don't miss your chance to see former world champion Terry Funk, Cowboy Bob Orton, Tokyo Monster Kahagas, and all of your favorite SICW stars. For more information, visit cape-con.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, prior to our main event, Gary Jackson returned to the ring because he had a special favor to ask of promoter Herb Simmons.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull myself out of the Terry Funk tournament to take on Curtis Wild. Make it happen.
Gary, you know you're already signed for the Terry Funk tournament. Right here. That's for the number 1 contender, Friday night, April the 15th. We've seen what Curtis and whatever that is, has done nothing to cause turmoil. And what you went through tonight, I don't think we need to do that. I would like for you to stay in that title tournament. Terry Funk's going to be here. You and him go way, way back. So I think that's the way we need to keep it. Let them go on down the road someplace else.
Herb, I understand what you're saying. Tonight was personal. I have already been the SICW champ once before, and it's nothing like the first time is the sweetest time. But I'm asking you, Herb, I want to cash in a favor. Give me the match with Curtis Wild. I am pulling myself out of the tournament to take on Curtis Wild.
What do the fans say? I can't argue with that. I might buy a ticket to see that. Okay, you got it.
For music and fun, the place to party is Pop's nightclub and concert venue in Sojay. From Bruno Mars of the first U.S. tour of Nickelback to Flogging Molly or the Insane Clown Posse, 30 years of memories pack Pop's concert venue with more made at every new show. And there's a party at Pop's nightclub every night, a melting pot of friends enjoy the best in dance, rock, pop, and top 40 music until 5:30 a.m. Plus add a full game room. Check out all the action at popsrocks.com. Then and now, the place to party is Pop's in Sojay.
From the World Series champion Tigers in '45 to the Gateway Grizzlies to the '03 state tournament Belleville East Lancers. A tradition in baseball and an even longer tradition in fine furniture and service. Miller Furniture, 1004 East Main in Belleville.
Ladies and gentlemen, SICW pleased to bring you the best in wrestling action. You saw it here today, and you're going to see it again Friday night, April the 15th, when the one and only Terry Funk is in the East Carondelet Community Center for the Terry Funk Title Tournament. Fans, we appreciate you joining us here today. As always, join us each and every Sunday at 12 noon here on Charter Cable. We'll see you next week.